From the Mayor's Cup in Las Vegas, Nevada, it's the BC Red Hots from Richmond, BC, against the Boca 94 from Northern California. Boca 94 is in the all-white shirts and shorts, and in the red and black is Richmond, BC's Red Hots. Let's go ahead and get the lineups for both teams. For the Red Hots, the keeper today is Alyssa Graham. Number 2 at winger is Tiana Pius. Number 3 at defender is Ashley Chin. Number 4 at forward is Summer Clark. Number 5 at forward is Monica Lavarsky. Number 6 at winger is Justine Doe. Number 7 at midfield is Taylor Namora. Number 9 at forward is Tessa Vincent. Number 10 at forward is Allura Castle. 11 at defender is Brenda Murillo. Number 12 at midfield is Natasha Mangus. Number 13 at forward is Amrit Barar. Number 14 at midfield is Jap Nagra. Number 15 at defender is Brooklyn Durskin. And number 19 at midfield is Andrea Sidor. Now let's get the lineup for the Boca 94 Northern California team. Their keeper is Dominique Fernandez. They're head coached by Chet Grant. Number 4 is Bailey Lupton. Number 5 is Marky Fong. Number 5 also out there is Elizabeth Hutchinson. Number 7 is Julie Beck. Number 10 is Olivia Gula. Number 11 is Ariana Ryland. Number 12 is Stephanie Gassaway. 13 is Marcella Young. 14 is Alexis Hung. Number 15 is Emily Hansen. 16 is going to be Madison McCann. 17 is Alyssa Rodriguez. Also 17 is Julia Crawford. And number 19 is Sheridan Fox. And now on the ball is the Red Hots. The Red Hots on the wide side of your picture for a long ball. Try to run it down that time was Castle, and that ball goes out of play. The Red Hots from Richmond area of Vancouver, British Columbia proper. They've got that Olympic oval speed skating venue that is going to be interesting to watch. Some great action upcoming here in the Olympics. That ball goes out of play, and it'll be a throw-in now for the Red Hots. They throw it in, trying to get a player to touch it out in the wide, and they have one now. Try to drop it back to Castle. She didn't get to it, and now she has it. Has a player in the interior trying to go down to central, but the sweeper able to get that one out of play. And now down to central again was Magnus, however, dispossessed and pushed in their own defensive half. Boca 94 now trying to continue their offensive attack here in his girls under 15 match, and that ball is pushed out of play, that time by Sheridan Fox. Fox on a run on the wide and was not able to control the soccer ball well enough to get a good crossing pass or get a good enough shot. 0-0 in the match here in the first half. Sheridan Fox again on the run on the near side. Knocked out of play by the defender covering into space. So Fox will throw it in. Fox getting it into Gassaway. And Gassaway now striking it. And her pass intercepted. Right upfield to Clark. Clark now drops it off to her teammate, Sidor. Sidor across midfield, and the ball goes out of play. Didn't have a player to be able to connect onto it across midfield, so they're going to give a throw-in from the far side touchline. And now try to process a good play into central as it trying to wind over to the near side. Trying to get to it there was Murillo. She didn't get to it, and it is now going to go out of play on the near side. lastly knocked out by Boca 94. Beautiful day here in Las Vegas, Nevada. I'm Greg GK Porter. Happy to be with you for LangemanProductions.com. Hoping you're enjoying all the early action of this match. The championship one here at the Mayor's Cup 2010. Gonna throw it in is Brenda Murillo. Murillo for the Red Hots. Murillo throwing it back. Want to drop it back to Nomura. Nomura, nice little chip pass toward the interior. Got a teammate there. Fending off defenders with Sador. Giving it over to her teammate Clark. Summer Clark. And now here is Murillo. And that ball is blocked. However, still on it of the Red Hots. Any attacking third, however, now dispossessed by Boca 94. However, let's see now. We have a player that's down for Boca 94. She gets up. Can't really see her number from this distance. However, a shot by the Red Hots, and a save is made by the keeper, Dominique Fernandez. It is now going to be a free kick in a 0-0 match, the championship one, which will play 30-minute halves. Today, Boca 94, Madison McCann. Gonna tee it up. McCann of the lime color cleats. And that ball down to Central, intercepted. Running onto it is Summer Clark. Summer Clark with some speed. Clark now, and pushes that ball down to Central. And they got a runner there, and it goes in the back of the net. A goal! Go, 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 goal! A beautiful run and a shot. And that ball not able to be kept out of there by Fernandez. And it is 1-0. The Red Hots from across the border draw first score in this match. And doing the scoring was Amrit Barar, the forward. Beautiful run by Amrit. And she was able to get a strong enough shot and put that one in the back of the net. And we have a 1-0 score. And you see Amrit right there in your picture trying to go after it. That ball goes out of play now. And the Red Hots, the Richmond Red Hots now, another opportunity to see what they can do towards adding another score into this match. But right now, Boca 94 trying to stiffen up defensively. And there's a shot from long distance. No problem for Fernandez. And Dominique will wind that one up towards and slingshot it off to the right. Brenda Murillo in that sequence trying to get to that ball for the Red Hots. Could not. Boca 94 still has possession now, but knocked out. Defending into space was Taylor Nomura on Bailey Lupton. So Nomura knocking it out. And the throw in. Lupton could not get to it. And there's a quick touch by Murillo. Murillo trying to get her teammate toward the interior that time, Barar, and did not get it. However, here's a long ball, trying to beat the sweeper again. And sweeping that ball out of play, Emily Hansen. She had a lot of pressure on her by Summer Clark. So Summer Clark putting a lot of pressure that time. And now the throw in towards the 18-yard box. Running over into the space. They've got a couple players, numbers right there at the corner of the box. And now running up from the back was Chin to reduce the size of the field. Chasing after it now is Murillo. Murillo now strikes it toward the interior, getting it over to Magnus. Magnus dropping it off to Clark. And that ball now toward the central, won by Boca 94. And on the run is Murillo to try and defend, and it goes out of play. "1-0 your score in this match. Betty Wilson Soccer Complex here in Vegas. And you can't say what stays in Vegas in this particular case. It's not going to be the case because of the fact that if the Red Hots win this match, it's going to be known in Canada. Shot and a goal! Boca 94 getting a blast from long distance. And the keeper was not able to hold on to the soccer ball as it went up high on Alyssa Graham. And scoring, Stephanie Gassaway, and it is even at 1 apiece. So Gassaway from long distance, and she's able to put it in the back of the net. Alyssa Graham not able to hang on to the soccer ball. Well, the same thing. Fernandez was not able to hang on to a point-blank shot either, but the difference was the shot that Graham had to face was from much further distance. She just couldn't hold on. So we have a 1-1 match now. And on the outside on a run is Sheridan Fox. Ball knocked out of play. But it is 1 apiece in this championship match. Obviously, both teams could play a good quality of soccer in order to get here to the Girls Under 15 Championship today. And that ball going out of play. And now pushed up off the sweeper in the central now, and the run that time. And do we have a whistle? No, we do not. Center ref says play on. Incidental contact. Summer Clark now on it in the box. Clark trying to make another swipe at the soccer ball, but could not, was dispossessed there in the space. Nice job by Boca 94 to tighten up in the space. Still a 1-1 match. It'll be a throw-in by Boca 94. Clark now winning the soccer ball. Clark staying with it. Clark on the move. Gets a teammate and takes a shot, but a save by Fernandez. And it almost was a foul that time. You can't run into the keeper. And Fernandez making a save. The point-blank shot. I believe that was Castle that took that shot. And a save made by Fernandez, protecting the near post. But a rebound went high up in the air, and she had to focus her eyes on it and watch that ball come down and be able to make the play. And a touch there by Barrar, and they still work their offensive game, does the Red Hots. And there's the header there by Barrar, who's already scored 1 goal in this match. Just outside the 18-yard box in the attacking third. And on it now is Sidor. Sidor winging it out to the wide now. Graham a service, and that ball goes all the way past the goal line. It'll be a goal kick. 1-1 your score in this match. The Boca 94 club Now let's see what Boca 94 can get going here. As that ball on a bounce goes across midfield, and a couple of Red Hots players are there to corral it, draw it back to their defender, and then quickly push it up to Clark. Summer Clark, and it's going to be an offsides call. So offsides on the Red Hots, and it'll be a free kick now for Boca 94, who found a way to tie this one up here in the first half. Running onto it there was Namora. Namora's pass intercepted and sent back towards her way now. Boca 94 on it in the attacking half of the field for them. Trying to come down the central there. And now that ball comes off to the near side. As stiffening up in the interior defense was the Red Hots, and it's going to be a foul. So a foul on a play, and Boca 94 from Northern California will have a free kick in the attacking third. Sheridan Fox might take it, but now walking over there is Madison McCann. So Madison McCann gonna take it right from where the linesman marked it. And let's see what McCann could do on a service towards the box. McCann strikes it and keeps it on the low side. Nothing doing that time, as that ball not nearly as lethal as she wanted it to be that time. So going to give way to the Red Hots from the Richmond city area of Vancouver. Across one of the Desmond Bridge. And there's a few bridges across that body of water coming from Vancouver. Going southbound to Richmond. Cross midfield. That area of Western Canada, very, very nice. And that's one of the reasons why they were selected to have the Olympics. And should be quite an Olympics. I'm looking forward to it. And we'll see how Canada does. Usually the home team does quite well in the Olympics. And it's up in the air. Alyssa Graham able to make the save. It goes up to Clark. Clark now has it. Again, another good ball into the 6-yard box, into where Graham has to make a save. And it's up in the air. And she has to gauge that trajectory. Wasn't able to do it, and giving up the goal to tie the match. And that time it was another pretty good service. Having a problem with it that time, and they were able to, Adwall and company, able to get that ball out of danger. Now going back the other way. And a shot and a save by Fernandez. Embret Barrar again. Here's Clark up in the air. Knocked away by Fernandez again. Oh, Fernandez making 2 great saves in a row. As Barrar, a bid to get her 2nd goal of the match. And Fernandez staying strong to be able to make the save. And you know now why part and parcel that Boca 94 is in its championship match, as they've got a pretty strong keeper. She's made some pretty good saves, and some real good saves also in this match. So now here in the first half, as we wind down toward the end of the first half. And a whistle. And it'll be a free kick. So Fernandez, you get a good look there at Dominique Fernandez, who's played a whale of a game so far. We still got a half a goal. It's shot, and it is over the top of the net. Nearly another one. If she could have bended it, Summer Clark would have given them the lead. But Clark putting the pressure on. So is Barrar. And that has created problems for the defenders. It's created problems also for Fernandez. But Fernandez has been strong. Only allowed 1 goal in there. But a barrage of different shots. And now another opportunity for the Red Hots. And it's knocked away as they're in that 6-yard box. But the ball up too high for them to handle it. Not a bad service that time. The service on the low side, and they've been keeping it low, have the Red Hots, and they've been keeping it high, says Boca 94. And it's worked for them as it has worked for the Red Hots in getting a mark on a scoreboard in a 1-1 match. The lime cleats down the field. Running on to it is Lupton. Lupton on the near side, and playing her very tough was Levarsky. And Levarsky dropping back. Throwing it in, Sheridan Fox. Ball going up the field. Olivia Gula was trying to get to it. She did not. A teammate, the defender in the back, able to push it across midfield. And now here is Bailey Lupton in the central now. And running on to it, though, is the Red Hots, able to push that ball up the field in a 1-1 match. But here, Boca 94 winning it in the central. Pushing it out to the wide. They get it touched by Fox. Back to the interior, but not able to possess it. However, they win it at midfield. It goes out to the wide now, and Fox steals that soccer ball. It was on the foot of, or in front of Murillo, and Brenda not able to go in the direction where she wants to go. She was dispossessed that time by Sheridan Fox. Fox on the near side couldn't get to that one, but getting into it is Barrar, and Barrar trying to loop that ball over her head to a teammate, and it went out of play on the near side. In a 1-1 match, Barrar in the space. Can't win it. Won that time by Gula, but that ball pushed all the way down at central and the deep back. They're able to push it back up the field. Is the Red Hots. And Summer Clark, nice bit of work there, getting it from Julia Crawford. And that ball in the central now. Barrar drops it back to a teammate. A service upfield to try to get to the 18-yard box. It never made it there as it was stolen away. And now the Red Hots winning it again in the space. Red Hots have had to primarily most of the touches in this contest. And now Summer Clark, and try to redirect that time was Castle, Allura Castle, and Castle just couldn't quite do it. If she would have, it would have been in the back of the net. Nice job done by Summer Clark, and now Castle pushing it out to the wide, looking for that time Barrar, and she didn't get to it. So it is out of play. In the space that time was Pius, Tiana Pius. Pius not able to get to it. Brought down there by Sidor. And now onto it is Barrar. And Barrar, it winds up over to Clark, who's dangerous. And Clark winds and takes a shot. And nice job that time as Clark turning and putting that ball, trying to go to the far post and bend it inside that far post, but couldn't quite get it inside the net. In a 1-1 match. Hope you're enjoying all the action here. Betty Wilson Soccer Complex in Las Vegas, Nevada. Watching the girls under 15 action. Greg G.K. Porter, happy to be with you for LadgermanProductions.com. Check us out. Lots of good video there. YouTube also. Go under LadgermanProductions.com and you'll find a lot of good action of the tournaments and games that we've had over the last couple of years. And some in this tournament. A throw-in now for Brenda Murillo and the Red Hots. Trying to get it over just outside, wide of the 18-yard box. A service toward the interior. knocked back wide by Boca 94. Protecting in the interior that time. Brenda Murillo wants to maybe go in another direction and try to find a teammate, but in the space, nobody there. However, on it now is Magnus. Magnus centering pass, and it goes all the way over to Fernandez. Is not able to be redirected. And I believe that was Barrar in the space, not able to get to it. And now upfield across midfield as Boca 94 trying to get a counterattack going. And Barrar watches it go out of play. That lastly touch off of her. 1-1. You're scoring a match, a championship one. The throw-in, Boca 94 in their own half. Trying to get some offensive attack going again here. As in the last few minutes, they've been playing defense. And it goes out of play in a far side touchline. Will be a throw-in by Justine Doe. Touched by Barrar, and it goes out of play. So it'll be a throw-in by Boca 94. They throw it in toward that attacking third. Intercepted there. In the central now by Natasha Magnus. The Red Hots now have it to Clark. Clark on the run. Clark has been able to show her speed. Summer Clark weaving her way now toward the interior. Settles the soccer ball. Has Barrar there. Barrar just on top of the 18, a semicircle of the box. Barrar now pushing it back for a shot, and it is deflected. Teeing it up that time was Magnus, but her shot was deflected, but it winds over to Clark. Clark's got time and space. Clark going to try to get around the defender. Now Clark is on the wide. Summer Clark now, service. Emma Barrar trying to get somebody to run onto it. She has a teammate there, takes a shot and a goal! Go, 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 go! La! The goal by Andrea Sidor. And it is 2-1 as Sidor on a beautiful service by Clark, who has created all kinds of problems for the defenders of Boca 94 in this match. And she gets the assist on a beautiful play. A good, hard shot by Sidor, and it is 2-1. And the Red Hots, the visitors from Canada now, have the lead as we get towards the end of the first half. Not too much time left for the Red Hots of Richmond, the city of Richmond, across the border, north of Seattle. And now on it are the Red Hots again, and a service right looking for a runner that time by Natasha Magnus, and she didn't get a runner. Fernandez making a save, pushing back up the field. As retreating back of the Red Hots, they win it and push it all the way up toward the central. And the attacking third, they still are on the soccer ball now, and here is Sidor, who scored the last goal, and her pass had too much pace on it that time and could not get a connector to be able to make a play on a wide side. And so now it's going to be a Boca 94 throw-in. You're watching LangevinProductions.com. Sports video. The Red Hots from Richmond in the Vancouver, British Columbia area. And Boca 94 from Northern California here in this Girls Under 15 Championship match. 2-1, the Red Hots lead. Retreating back now is Ashley Chin. And a teammate winds up, pushes it up the field. However, intercepted now. And they've got to retreat back even further, as on the near side, Sheridan Fox will be able to throw it in as that ball coming toward the 18-yard box, and they're able to win it, the Red Hots, and push it out of danger. Last moment, Fox throws it in. Fox has a teammate there who wins it and gives it over to another teammate into space. We do not have the name of number 30, and she takes the shot, and it goes out of play. So they get a little sequence of offensive attack, but they were not able to really get a good accurate shot on Alyssa Graham. We'll drive that ball up to Central. On the wide side. On a run. Service toward the interior. And it is intercepted. But winning it, Tessa Vincent again. Vincent had the initial run and retreating back, winning it, keeping it from going across midfield. And now here is a strike towards the Central with Summer Clark, but her pass intercepted as they stiffen up. But Clark gets support that time by Vincent, but it goes out of play. Out of play in the latter moments of the first half. Fernandez teeing it up in a 2-1 match. The Red Hots leading Boca 94. And nearly a handball, but not called that time. Crawford in her own defensive third, trying to get it to a teammate and get it out of there. They could not. The throw towards that 18-yard box is knocked out. And now a strike. Try to get it to Clark, but intercepted. Ball nearly got to Clark, but not quite. So now Boca 94 on a counterattack. And they might be best served in this match to get some air on the ball to get it out of their own defensive half. Because they're not allowed, Red Hots are really not allowing them a lot of time and space with the soccer ball. And here's a shot. And this one just goes past the mouth of the goal, past the far side, or the far post that was. And no problem that time as it goes past the goal post. And a goal kick, as you saw there by Fernandez. And in the Central now, still on the soccer ball, the Red Hots. Pushing the ball out to the wide, running it down, though, is Alexis Hoon. And that ball goes out of play. No, it's still in play. On it there was Sidor, who scored one of the goals. Emmerich Barrar scoring the other goal for the Red Hots of Richmond, as it's written across their jerseys there. Richmond now, and nice step over, and that ball pushed towards the interior by Barrar, and a shot by Clark, and she hit the far post. Clark's body was going towards the near post, which would have been on the left of your picture screen, and took a shot trying to beat the keeper, Fernandez, and nearly did so. But thankfully for Boca 94, that didn't happen, and they are still only one goal down. That is the end of the first half of action. With a score, it is 2-1. Richmond leads Boca 94. Stick around. You'll be seeing what the coaches are saying to their players as they get some refreshments, and then we'll be back with the second half of this championship match here at the Las Vegas Mayor's Cup 2010. Second half set to get underway here. 30 minutes for the championship in a girls under 15 category. Leading 2-1. The Red Hots from Richmond up in Canada, the British Columbia section of Canada. And Boca 94. 2 goals scored in the first half by Emmerich Barrar and Andrea Sidor. The 2 goals for the Red Hots. And 1 goal was by Stephanie Gassaway on a long blast. And so that's where we are. Emrit Brewer, who scored 1 of the goals, now pushing it towards Clark. And will Clark get to it? She does not. As coming over there and chasing that ball down in the central, pushing it back out to the wide for Boca 94. They've got plenty of time to try and tie this game up. But if Richmond gets another goal, it's going to put a lot of pressure on them, and it might be too much because they have not been able to possess the soccer ball in this match very much. And so unless that changes, another goal could be devastating towards their attempt in trying to win the championship. The ball pushed out to the wide now, as running onto it was Murillo, and it goes out of play. Lastly, touchdown by Murillo, and it's going to be a throw-in for Boca 94. And the throw-in that time, Boca 94, they were looking that time for, it was Julie Beck. She didn't get to it. And now in the central, winning it was the Red Hots, which they've done mostly and entirely in this contest. And surely the coach of Boca 94 has told them, you need to possess the soccer ball more. We need to get some connecting passes. We need to get some things going if we hope to win this match. Summer Clark drawing it back, and now down the central, it's Barrar, and retreating back nicely that time was number 10, Olivia Gula. Nice job by Olivia to get back there and get to that soccer ball, as Clark has been devastating in this contest with an assist, and she has been instrumental in passes that have set up offensive plays in this match. Her speed has been a problem for the visitors from NoCal, as we say it in California. On it now is Emrit Barrar, and Barrar getting a feed that time from Castle, and now on it is Murillo, and Murillo will throw it in, as it was lastly knocked out by Boca 94. Gets it into Castle, looking for Barrar, but she didn't get to it, and as it's dispossessed and pushed up the field, there's a quick touch that time by Hutchison. And it goes out of play. It'll be a throw-in for Boca 94. So Boca 94 now trying to do something in their attacking side of the field, as across midfield, and they have a couple of touches, but it doesn't last long, as now, as you see, a strike by Summer Clark. Clark and company now trying to get to the soccer ball again. They're a little quicker towards the ball, and that has allowed them to have most of the possessions in this contest, in this championship match that you're watching on LangevinProductions.com. I'm Greg G.K. Porter, happy to have been a part of this championship match as we are in the 34th minute of the match. They play a total of 60 minutes. And right now trying to make a turn that time. And there's a foul on the play. And it's going to be a free kick. Teeing it up now. Emily Hansen now. Emily, one of the taller ladies out there on the field this afternoon, and the ball in the Central. And now, as you see, it goes out of play. And it's going to be a throw-in. Boca 94 throwing it in from their own half of the field, trying to look for somebody in the space. Wasn't able to get somebody there as Richmond Red Hots pushing it all the way down the field. Summer Clark trying to chase it down, but getting to it first was Emily Hansen. Hansen going to throw it in. Looking for a teammate there. And I believe that, well, we won't even speculate. The 51 was not given to us. So we'll just go ahead and just say that number. Boca 94 throwing it in from their own half of the field. And again, trying to across midfield, trying to make a move, could not. Chasing it down on the wide side was Madison McCann. She didn't get to it. That ball was sent up the field. And now in the space, the Richmond Red Hots winning it and pushing it out to the wide for Summer Clark, but too much pace on it that time. Time and space now from the back. Pushing it all the way up to Lupton, but Lupton run off the soccer ball. And now in the Central, it winds up on a foot of Sador. Sador getting it over to Clark. Clark's pass out to the wide to get her passing game going now. Here's Doe. Doe, a service into the box. It goes off of Aurora and then winds up on Magnus and a goal! Goal, 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 goal to Natasha Magnus. And it is 3-1 as she's able to beat the keeper, Fernandez, who's played a whale of a game, but the possessions have just been brutal in this contest. And so now it is 3-1. Beautiful passing that time. Clark getting it out to Doe, and then it went from there to Barrar. Substitutions, and we will mention them as they touch that soccer ball. And off of Barrar, and it went right to Magnus, who was just to the left of her and able to beat Fernandez. Poor Fernandez was probably thinking that Barrar, who's already scored a goal, was going to take the shot. She never had got a chance to, but Magnus did, and that's why we have a 3-1 match. So the scoring has been one that has been moved around, and that's evidence of a tough team to deal with whenever you have different scores in the match. It could come at you from different ways, and that one might have been a dangerous play. Let's see. And it's going to go against the attacker that time. So it is going to be a free kick in a 3-1 match. Still a lot of time as we are only in the 41st minute of the match unofficially of a 60-minute match. But the work, as I mentioned at the beginning of this half, how Boca 94, if they fell behind by another goal, it would be very difficult. And that ball slung shot out to the left by what we believe as the new keeper, Marcella Young. There were two keepers written down on the roster for Boca 94. So if I errantly mentioned Dominique Fernandez in trying to get to the goal that was scored by Magnus, we believe it was Marcella Young. It could not have been Fernandez because you can tell that they're not the same player in keeper position. So more than likely it was Marcella Young that was not able to get to that ball. And out the Red Hots with another chance, and Young able to make the save. Coming off her line here in the second half. Again, we're speculating that it is Marcella Young. And that ball across the midfield stripe. And now, again, Clark pushing it in the right direction. Has her teammate try to run it down, Barrar. And now in the corner, chasing it down is Tessa Vincent. Another player coming into the attack. Going to be a throw-in now. Throw-in for Richmond. The Red Hots leading 3-1 here in the championship. And so far, we're just at about halfway through. There's a shot and a save by the keeper going to her left. Beautiful save. And keeping that one out of the net nearly would have been 4-1. And that's in soccer, that's pretty much insurmountable as far as trying to come back and win the match or even make it go into overtime. Here's another shot at point-blank range that time by Summer Clark. And a keeper able to make the save again. Coming off her line. Pushing it all the way down the field. And now the Richmond Red Hots taking a lot of shots and testing the keeper. Now towards the interior, quick touch that time by Tessa Vincent. Goes out of play, but they say it was lastly touched down by Boca 94. 3-1 match. You're watching LangevitProductions.com. Girls Under 15 Championship match here from Las Vegas, Nevada. Richmond Red Hots throwing it in. They got that Olympic speed skating oval up there in Richmond, British Columbia. Beautiful area up there. Hopefully you get a chance to go to the Olympics. If not, well, I know it will look good. A lot of people have high-definition TV sets. Should be fantastic. Here's a nice turn by Doe, and her service having somebody to try to run onto it. And central, Doe touches it and able to win it was McCann and get it at the last moment, as taking a shot that time was Summer Clark. Again, the long-distance visitors from across the border north of us playing a fine match so far in this one. The championship one. On the outside, Summer Clark now. Clark, service toward the interior of the 18-yard box. Somebody trying to possess it for the Red Hots. Having a hard time doing that. However, they're staying after it. And now that ball is pushed out of the 18-yard box past the far side touchline. And it is a throw-in for the Red Hots. Tiana Pius is going to throw it in. Pius now toward the 18-yard box. And pushing it out, Boca 94 down by 2 goals in this match. Trying to get something going of a counterattack. The Richmond Red Hots now winning it again and attacking half of the field. Getting it out to Doe. Doe now with time and space. Justine is going to service. Cross the width of the 18-yard box. Got a player on the far side. I believe that's Magnus over there. No, that's Barrar. And it is knocked out by Boca 94. Always starts to get really tough when you are giving up a lot of good services towards that 18-yard box. Not able to cut them off, not able to win the soccer ball and get it going in the other direction. And now here's a shot, and probably was wanting to be a pass that time. Nothing doing that time, so it goes past the goal line, and you'll have a goal kick for Boca 94. In the 50th minute, unofficially about less than 10 minutes left to go in this match. And that is really going to be tough for Boca 94 to try to win it with this much time left in the match, as the Richmond Red Hots have played very, very well. Done a lot of good things in this match. Primarily possessing this soccer ball. And when you possess it, you get to do things with it. And they've done some things with it by putting it in the back of the net. Clark now just going to quickly take a shot. Wasn't very accurate. But it doesn't matter when you got that 2-goal lead. The onus is on Boca 94 to get something going. And they got to get it going fast here at the Betty Wilson Soccer Complex. Greg G.K. Porter, happy to be with you here in a championship game. And that ball goes out of play on the near side. It'll be a throw-in for Boca 94, the visitors from NoCal. And there'll be no shame in their game if they end up with the silver, if you will, the runner-up in this Las Vegas Mayor's Cup. But they'll think about how much they did not possess the soccer ball and how much in not being able to defend what the Richmond Red Hots were trying to do, and how that became a problem in their attempts to try to win a championship. The Richmond Red Hots now in this girls under 15 category with a free kick. Going to try to keep it away from Boca 94, as they've done primarily in this game, and run out the clock. And if they can get another goal, they'll take that too. Justine Doe now, nice move around the defender. Doe still on a soccer ball, takes a shot. And a save is made by the keeper coming off the line. Summer Clark could not quite get to it to redirect it. We got about 5 or 6 minutes left to go in this match. Back up to midfield, but who wins the soccer ball? The red and black. And they push it wide. Natasha Magnus looking for a runner on the wide side. Nobody there. But it doesn't matter when you have the lead, and a 2-goal lead at that. Substitution. And a fresh player coming in now for the all-white Boca 94 with the blue numbers. And they are hard-pressed to try to get an equalizer here as they are running out of time. The clock is not their friend right now. Richmond Red Hots have possessed the soccer ball, and that has not been their friend either. Not being able to hold on to the soccer ball long enough to get some good coordinated plays. And the Red Hots have dominated this one throughout, in possession of that ball with the geometric designs. The one of the world's most famous sport called soccer in this country, because we have another sport called football. But everywhere else it's called football. And that meaning with the foot, a game played with a foot. And I'll tell you what, we've got the men's World Cup coming up in a number of months, not too far away, and it should be great in the country of South Africa. Boca 94 finally getting some sort of offensive attack going here as a redirect toward the Central, trying to win it again, and they have a player down at Central, but it's dispossessed. Just when they try to get something going down at Central, but it's kept in now, and it's over to Nagra. Nagra's service into the 18-yard box. Got a player there. It's Namora. And winning it, trying to get it out of their own defensive half. That was Julie Beck, number 7, I should say, who had the soccer ball, and now it's a throw-in. I haven't seen Boca 94 touching it that much, so I can get confused. Thinking the team that has possessed it, the Red Hots, is still possessing it, even when the team in white and blue has the soccer ball. And that is a measure of futility towards winning the championship today for Boca 94. As just a couple of minutes left to go in this one. Down to Central. Keeper coming way off her line. Got to get something going, but they don't have a lot of time to work with. They basically got to get some serious shots on Sharon Atwall in order to win this match. And if they don't possess the soccer ball, they're not going to have a chance to do that either. Trying to go down to Central, dispossessed again. The Richmond Red Hots. The visitors from across the border are going to be the stronger one this time around against their American counterparts. In the world of professional hockey, you've got some players coming from the NHL, basically making an all-star team for the USA team and for Canada. And let's see what Canada can do in primarily defending what they feel should be a gold medal. But the USA team, a team who's played Canada before in a gold medal game, let's see what they can do towards maybe trying to win one. And a great direct at top of part of the net and knocked away by the keeper, reaching up and able to knock it away. Keeping a potential 4th goal from going in, and Summer Clark, who has been very good at possessing the soccer ball and being able to get good quality services, striking the ball up in the air again. And Magnus touched it, a teammate, and then keeper able to make the save as Berrar going down on top or over her, and she fell down to the ground. Off of a bounce, the keeper will push it up the field. Across midfield now. Boca 94 now. Fong not able to do anything with it. Goes out of play, and Tiana Pius now going to throw it in. Pius going to throw it in. Her teammates comfortably ahead and not much time to work with for Boca 94. But, however, they got to retreat back. Only one player to deep back, and she's able to win it and then push it on over to a supporting Justine Doe. And Doe now has another teammate in the space, but Doe wins it as the player in the space for Boca 94 not able to do anything. However, they call a foul as she was pushed down, so it would be a free kick. Maybe a minute or 2 left to go. 3 at the most in this match. If you're Boca 94, you got to score here. And this one is right at the keeper, but the keeper is able to make the save, and maybe that's the last good shot for Boca 94 in the match. Able to keep it to a 3-1 match as Graham able to make the save on a direct shot off of the free kick. In his space, Richmond Red Hots. If they keep it any longer in Boca 94's defensive half, it won't matter as far as trying to get shots or anything. All they have to do basically is just move it around a little bit, keep it away from Boca 94, and this match is over. No injury time to work with for Boca 94, so they going to work on just what's on a center ref's watch, and he'll be looking at it pretty soon. Justine Doe has played a fine game, and she's going to come out a replacement with just ticks left. And maybe that's because the head coach sees that this one is all wrapped up, the championship. Coming in now, Ariana Ryland. All right, take that back. Brenda Murillo coming into the contest. Murillo coming into the contest for Richmond. And Murillo will throw it in. Trying to defend the soccer ball there was Alexis for Boca. And Boca 94 going to have to just play this one out. They might have a chance to get one more goal, but probably their best chance was that one off the free kick right at the keeper. Ball goes out of play again. And it's going to be a throw-in for Boca 94 in their own half. Boca 94 has had a good tournament, though, and obviously anytime you get to the championship, you've done well. And that's exactly what they've done. And they are going to be runners-up now as the visitors from Vancouver area, one of the propers of Vancouver up there in British Columbia, are going to be the champions in this girls under 15, as trying to make one last run at it there, as you saw Hutchinson, and now it goes over to Rodriguez. And his central, not able to hold on to it and work a real good quality shot. So the Richmond Red Hots now. Center ref going to be looking at his watch as we have the unofficial time, but it is very close right now. The throw in. A strike toward the central. Now getting another player to touch it, and now here's Boca 94 with a run on the wide side, and it is deflected. And that was a good quality offensive attack that time, as they really came down with numbers against the defenders, and that is the kind of play that they've needed in this match. And they just have not been able to get it going like that. And because of it, they have just given the ball up too many times to the Richmond Red Hots, and the Red Hots have dominated play throughout. Boca 94 going to throw it in from their own half. Double whistle is upcoming. And a wide side now. And you know what the double whistle means. If you don't, that means the end of the match. Actually, I say double whistle, they actually blow it 3 times. Preet, preet, preet. So it's a triple whistle, and it goes out of play. The corner kick upcoming for Boca 94. Just saw him peeking at his watch, the center ref. Boca 94. They really would have had to score on that free kick earlier, and then they would have only been 1 goal away. And they right there, that was pretty good, as they got a deflection, and it would have made these particular tries a little bit more interesting. The problem was they didn't get the goal then. And now, with time running against them, they really are up against trying to catch up. It winds toward the interior of the 18-yard box and to the top now. And they really don't have a lot of time. They got to keep trying to push that ball toward the defensive third. Richmond, the Red Hots, have done a great job of not allowing, again, Boca 94 much of an opportunity. They may get some fleeting opportunities. They did get one to put one in the back of the net, but that goal by Stephanie Gassaway was from long distance. And again, I mentioned about the free kick. It was from that free kick area. Or almost like a free kick from way back towards midfield. And it went in the back of the net. But that was in the first half. Nothing here in the second half. Winning it there into space. That time was Magnus. And a whistle, offsides call. 3-1, the Richmond Red Hots. You know, we mentioned a little bit more about the Olympics. And I'll tell you one thing. You got some great speed skaters from the United States and from Korea. And there's going to be some great action for people around the world to watch at that Olympic Oval right there in Richmond. What a treat to have the Olympics right in your own backyard, a segment or a part of the Olympics right in your backyard. And Richmond has that particular scenario. And looking at the way the design of the oval is and that, it looks pretty neat. It's that Google type stuff. But me, myself, I kind of like the Bing. Show some great pictures. And they may very well do that throughout the course of the Olympics, too. On that soccer ball, Boca 94 drawing it back to a player that could try to get something going to a teammate up forward. But again, as they begin in the latter part of this second half to really possess the soccer ball a lot more. But the problem is it's a little bit too late. And the Richmond Red Hots have really just contained what they wanted to try to do and what Boca wants to try to do in this match. The throw-in by the Red Hots. Not in a hurry. There's a strike. In a central, it goes out of play. Going to be a throw-in for Boca 94. Crawford throwing it in. Julia Crawford. Back there is Clark. Clark just pushing it out of play, knowing that it just eats time off the clock. Our clock not quite as accurate as we would have liked. Maybe I'm going to have to check that clock. The unofficial time way off of what the center ref has had. Clark now from her own defensive third, pushing it all the way up the field and really just taking their time. And coming off her line and over the top of the net. A shot that time by Monica Lavarsky. But it does not go in the back of the net. And it doesn't matter because winning the championship of the girls under 15 is the Richmond Red Hots from the Vancouver area, British Columbia, not too far. Cross Desmond Bridge and some other bridges up there. And just congratulatory from all the players. What a tournament that they have had. Coming all the way over here to Las Vegas, Nevada. And Boca 94 not able to match up to them when they needed to in this match, and they fall 3-1. We hope you enjoyed all the action from Betty Wilson Soccer Complex. I'm Greg G.K. Porter for LegendmanProductions.com saying take care of yourself as you see the Canadian flag and the teams congratulating each other. And we hope to see you again next time. And as always, save this one on the hard drive. Bye now.